this morning, clear and quiet, but this scene is going to look different in 24 hours or so, as we're expecting some rain to develop later tonight and into this time tomorrow morning. So it is quiet and again clear, but it is chilly out there starting out this morning too. Temperatures are in the 30s, some lower 30s in some locations, looking at Aurora and Wahoo falling down to 34 degrees along with Nebraska City. Omaha sitting at 36 degrees, a few degrees above freezing, with Lincoln, one of the warmer locations, still at 39. But enough of a wind out there that it is feeling chilly, and temperatures today are going to slowly rise to be similar to what we saw yesterday, if not slightly warmer, thanks to a southeast wind that'll be increasing throughout the afternoon hours, occasionally gusting upwards of 30 and 35 miles per hour. But some 60s seen to the south in Beatrice, Fairbury, Hebron, potentially out toward Hastings as well. But look at this wind chill. It feels mighty cold as you're first stepping out the door this morning. Middle and upper 20s out in the Tri-Cities, just feeling like 26 in Aurora and Grand Island, just 28 degrees up in Omaha, and just a hair above freezing is what it feels like here at home in the capital city. There's a look at some of those winds producing that wind chill, around 10 to 15 miles per hour, especially a little bit stronger out in open country. And as you look a little further west from Lincoln, but clear skies for the most part in southeast Nebraska and really across the state. We'll see some cloud cover trying to resolve on satellite here this morning out in western Nebraska, but largely going to be in the form of some fog. Some visibility dropping off in southwest Nebraska, but fog expected to be fairly dense and occasionally dropping visibilities below quarter mile through much of this area throughout this morning and even potentially into the afternoon hours. Advisory and a dense fog advisory at that in effect until 9 a.m. this morning. But look at this fog and how expansive it may be going into the 7 o'clock hour this morning. And models kind of keeping it around through much of the morning, if not into the early afternoon hours, before turning into some low-level cloud cover and cloud cover that expands further east looking at tonight. And some scattered showers going to first be developing through southeast Nebraska, but looks to hold off a little bit further east of Lincoln first off in the early morning hours of Friday before expanding. A lot more developing rain across eastern Nebraska again around this time tomorrow morning through the early morning hours before this system continues and we see the backside through the afternoon kind of tapering off. But recent models have sped that up just a little bit, so I think some of our potential rainfall will be on the lesser end of what we've seen in recent rounds of rain, with maybe up to a quarter if not half an inch, with most rain you can see falling on the western Iowa side of things through this event through Wednesday evening. But then by the end of this week, we're looking at temperatures in the 60s, lower 60s Thursday and Friday, and even Saturday looks pretty good with partly cloudy skies and a high in the middle 60s for this time of the year. But we are going to keep a close eye on next week. There are some models that really take that system further north, which would actually drop precipitation potential to next to nothing, or at least seeing some rain, more certainty there on Monday. But whether we see some wintry precipitation mix in on the back end, we'll be watching that track really closely into early next week.